Looks a little good. Yeah, that's more like it. This is G. I'm a personal trainer, and for the past 9 months, I've been training for my first Ironman. There's been ups and downs across the journey, but these past 2 weeks have been a real mess. But here's the twist. I'm gonna sound like a spoiled brat today. Right, so today I really wanted to be an open book, be 100% honest with you guys with all that has been going on in the past 9 months of training for Ironman. And yeah, so I really wanted to be an open book here, and I hope I'm not too much negative because there's been a lot of good things as well. I've learned a ton, and I'm super grateful of my process. There is a twist today. There is some things that I would really need to share to you guys. It ends with a nice story, so I'm not going to keep the suspense too long. I was originally supposed to do the Ironman in Santa Cruz, California, on September 12th, and 4 or 5 days ago I declined my registration. It's just too risky to get out there. Many reasons, financial and health issues with the COVID situation. I'm not positive. I just didn't want to get caught over there and need to spend 2 weeks over there not being able to come back to Canada. The risk was just too high with what I was able to manage mentally. That being said, there is hope, and fortunately there was new available spots in the Ironman 70.3 in Huntsville, Ontario, which is Muscoda 70.3 Ironman. And yeah, so I'm heading for that race 2 weeks prior to that, to what I was initially supposed to race, which is a big surprise into my training. This being my biggest week of training, everything kind of had to be tapered differently throughout the whole thing. I was supposed to have a little bit more rest before my event, which I will not. So let's hope for the best and see what that goes. So, and if you're new here and you're not subscribed, what you're waiting for? It just helps a good dude like me, and it doesn't cost you anything. So click on that subscribe button. All right, let's just dive into it. The biggest questions I've got in the past 9 months: why would you do an Ironman? Why would you put yourself through all that stuff? Why would you put yourself through all those hours? Sometimes I ask myself the same questions. I find out that triathlon is a beautiful sport. I think it's a hardworking sport. You can't be only talented. I've never seen a triathlete, or anyways, for the half and long distance models, be very talented without putting the hours of work. And in my case, I've always been somebody that loved the process of the fitness aspect of training, and never been the most skillful in the sports that I've done. Probably had to work 2 times harder just to be as good as somebody else into the skill aspect. So not to take away the skill set of swimming, cycling, and running, I just feel that I'm very comfortable with those 2 disciplines. I mean, it just requires a lot of training, and I really love the hard work aspect of it. So that's why I have to admit, some weeks have been really shitty training weeks, unmotivated, didn't want to do anything. Sometimes I didn't do anything. I did like half the work I had to do, and some other weeks were just amazing. Some days were just amazing, and it takes more than one good workout and one bad workout to make out. So you have to look at the big picture here, and this could be for anything that you're training for. Early on, when I started training in January, the pool situation was still into crisis. Everything was closed, up and down. Sometimes it was open, sometimes it was closed. I haven't put in the hours of swimming that I wish I was. Gratefully, my background is in swimming, so it's not something that I was super stressed about, but it's not something that I've developed as much as I could have. So there's many hours in the bank that still need to get in. I kind of like have a debt to swimming. I'll be able to do whatever I need to do, but don't think I'll be able to be competitive in that field. That being said, if you look at my runnings in January, I had a hard time running 15-20 minutes without taking a break, and now I just ran 1 hour and 45 minutes in a row at a faster pace than what I was used to run for 15 minutes. So I come a long way. If I have something to take away from this whole training journey, is how I progressed into running, and how having a smart and a progressive plan really can help out. I've never thought in my life that I would do the distance and the paces that I'm able to do right now. So I'm really, really grateful about that. It does take a lot of hours. It does take a lot of trainings per week, but I made it happen, and really happy with where I'm at right now. I'm probably even more excited to go run now than I used to be. So after this Ironman in Ontario, I just can't wait to get back into training and to get that speed up, because I've been only doing some slow stuff these past few training sessions, and really excited to get the speed up and see how fast I can go through these long distance events. And as goes for the cycling, I think that I've maintained the fitness that I've gained across the winter. I feel that my biggest blocks of training, where I've really gained some confidence and some new power, was really during the winter. All those Zwift sessions, those were probably the best key sessions that I had. That being said, the mountain biking and the road biking that I've done this year during the summer, I kind of feel that I didn't gain, but I maintained, and I'm also able to go longer without having the same fatigues. So I don't feel that I have done this. I kind of feel like I just maintain what I've accumulated, which makes me feel confident. And the fact that the bike delivery was a little bit longer, and you could see one of the videos that I posted when I got my new bike about that, but kind of made me stressed out, and I didn't really want to ride as much, just because I kind of wanted to get used to the new bike instead of my old bike, which I have, and took me a couple of rides, and I'm like 100% used to this one. It's amazing. It goes 2 times faster than my other one. So I probably will get a triathlon bike in the future, just because it'll be more efficient, but for now this is fine. Maybe put some TT bars on it, and that'll do the trick. One thing that I really feel that I nailed down, and I'll be able to confirm after my Ironman, is testing all the nutrition. So I've looked up everything that was at the aid services at Ironman events, and I've took the same supplements and drinks that and foods that they were gonna offer. Just because that I felt that by doing that, I would get accustomed to those things, and I wouldn't have a hard time digesting them. I'm really glad I did, and I'm really glad I've done this really early on during the year, because in the beginning there were some things that I wasn't able to digest as well, like Coca-Cola, for example, and even Gatorade. It's not something that I'm used to drink, and now I could just take anything of the products that they serve, and I'm fine. It really helps me. Friends, family, and vacation have not been a big thing in the past few months. I made the choice to not see as many friends that I could have. I made the choice to not go for all those fun mountain biking rides. I've made the choice to not do as many suppers at home and invite some friends and gather around. I made the choice of not inviting some friends onto road rides. I feel that sometimes that I was selfish about it, and I do excuse myself to maybe some people that maybe felt like I didn't include them, and I said I would, but middle of all that, the kind of the heart of my training, like the most important section of the year, where I really needed to push hard, do a lot of volume, there was this magnificent garage build. So the hours that took to build this was way longer than I thought that it would. Side note, always add the double time you think that it's going to take to do something. Also, if you're doing it yourself with some help in my case, just because it's way longer, and it took a lot from my training, and mostly that key time that I needed to get outside and do some of the work. And probably what I need to carry the most about that is really schedule in the time for training as a priority and put everything else in second as for like things like the garage build, just because it wasn't a priority at the moment. But I'm really grateful for this. I'm really happy of what we built, and this is gonna follow a long time. This place is gonna be a kingdom to training this winter. Like, I can't wait to sweat and push some watts in this garage, run on the new runner that we'll probably get all these people and come and train. Like, this place, like, I smell it. I can't wait till it's done and people really come and train and push their limits. This is really what I'm excited of, and I really feel that this'll raise the level of training. I mean, like, this garage is much more significant than anything else. I think it's I think by looking at this garage and everything that I've put the hours into is really the big picture. Where do I see Smith Coaching and the training, my personal training, my triathlon training, the training of everybody else? I mean, there's a lot that I feel that's going to come out of this, and I'm really excited for the next chapter. When I'll be back from Ironman triathlon in Huntsville, I am going to put a lot more hours in the garage, finishing final touches, electricity, and all that good stuff. Close the walls and start putting the real setup. It'll be something, that's for sure. So upcoming weekend, I have my last little training session, which will be an Olympic distance triathlon, an official one that I'll do in Magog. I've done 2 races over there in the past. The organization is mint. It's perfect. I've done sprint triathlons over there, but the Olympic will just be the same track. I'll just go a little bit further on the bike, and it's 2 loops on the run, so I'm really comfortable with the water over there, the bike, and the running course. I really love it over there. The people are really nice, and it'll be a great training for the Ironman. It'll be perfect to practice on some paces that I kind of want to test in the water, like just to push myself, see how I get out of it, and if I'm able to maintain that in 2 weeks. And then on the bike, I'm kind of going to strategize a little bit more on the nutrition, test some things like how I react, how my belly reacts to the stuff. And then on the run, I'm kind of trying to pace a little bit faster than my Ironman just to see how it goes. So that being said, it will be very interesting to see where I get. I'm excited to do a recap video of the Ironman. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to have some footage over there. I'll be heading down there alone, so stay tuned for the next part of all of this. Yeah, so I'm really grateful for the whole situation. I think that by keeping a positive attitude, I was able to get together, and there's always a solution to that. See, like, I could have quit everything, be really mad, and be super impulsive with not going to Santa Cruz, but I haven't, and look at the outcome. I'm actually doing an unexpected Ironman in Ontario, so yeah, it'll be super fun and see how that goes.
Leaders of the Ironman Copenhagen. Svensson still sitting in 3rd, Yarich in 4th place. Gertsch from Finland our top 5. Sanders is still...
Il y a de la racine, Clarence, de l'esprit dans le monde. Il s'est réussi de bagages. Et quand vous êtes à l'arrivée, vous avez la chance d'avoir vous accueillir.
You ready? I gotta remember.
Revenez ici. J'avance, pas pire.
You're right on time?
Right on time. Il était warm-up parce que l'eau est fucking plus chaude que je pensais.
Ouais, ils ont dit que c'est un record de 10 ans.
Ouais, on est vraiment bien là. Mais c'est comme si ça monte quand même ta fréquence cardiaque, là, genre.
Ouais.
Comparé à d'habitude, parce que ça te la...
Ouais.
Hey, c'est chaud, là, c'est genre plus chaud que la piscine à la maison.
Tu pars après, t'as pas vu que t'es à 5. Tiens, Michel.
Seek it out, no time to waste. All that you know, eradicate. When it comes to this, there's no right way.
Let's resume it as an amazing swim, a competitive cycling, and embarrassing running. I didn't feel tired. I don't even feel tired right now. I think the training has really paid off. And that's probably why I was this confident into coming into this event. Mostly for the swim. I was very confident on the swim, very confident on the run, but unfortunately there's a couple of missteps that I've made, and I'll be fixing those next week. So really happy I've done this one this week. It's great lessons to take from, and let's not cramp again. So that'll be it for this video. Thank you very much for watching it. Peace.